Hello everyone, this is Anthea Dorothy Isaac from Kalvi Group of Schools and welcome back to another episode of Human Library, the first ever talk show in India where our students thrive to bring in people who inspire and interview them. People who have a story that can bring a change to our readers are welcome to be part of our library. Today, I take great privilege in welcoming Lasse Leponiemi as one of our human books. He has been working with youth education and career planning since 2003. He is an executive director and co-founder of 100. He is also the serving chairman of Mentors of Finland organization, which is helping out 700 young people to find jobs every year. I once again take great pleasure in welcoming you, sir.
Hi sir, I'm Nimika Shanmati of Grade 8 from Kalvi International Public School.
Great to meet you, Nimika.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to having you here.
Yeah, it's great to be part of these conversations, and you can call me Lasse. No Mr. needed.
Thank you, sir. You have been an entrepreneur for a long time. What do you think is being a part of an entrepreneur?
I think the best part of being an entrepreneur is that you are able to kind of like create the environment and create the way how you can not only work but also live, because as a being entrepreneur, you have to be kind of like mixing together the working life and the other life, and I have been enjoying that as a process a lot.
That's a great answer, sir. How do you think entrepreneur changed the world?
I think the world can be changed through people who believe in themselves and through people who want to create something better for the community they are living in. And I see that entrepreneurs can be people like that. But not only entrepreneurs, but also people who have been creating different kind of organizations, NGOs, not-for-profit organizations, school leaders, all kind of people who are working to create something better for their local environment are able to make the world change to be better for all of us.
That's great. At the age of 23, what was the spark that you got and you started online counseling service for students?
I remember it very well. I was actually coming back home from the studies, and my mother was picking me up from the railway station. And in the car, we were listening radio, and there were radio news. And as a part of that news broadcast, they were discussing how the government was giving away too little money to fix student counseling problems we had at that time in Finland. And then I thought that maybe I could actually be doing something for this, that I don't understand why they are not able to allocate or give more student counseling for students in need. And then after that, it still took maybe 2 years before I was able to start the first company I founded. But that was the initial kind of like starting point for it, to hear that piece of news that something should be fixed, and then having that crazy idea that maybe I could be the one who could be trying to make this better, not only for the students in my home city, but also throughout Finland.
Do you believe that online classes are effective?
The online classes can be effective, but then I also tend to think that maybe that is also a problem, that they might be too effective if we are all just like watching our video, like our laptop screens and doing tasks online. We are missing quite a lot of human interaction and possibilities to be able to discuss together. So I tend to think that learning happens quickly and slowly at the same time. So when we are working in highly effective online form. Then we are trying to get all the tasks done as quickly as we can, and we are trying to go through the programs quite in a fast manner. But then at the same time, we have to be allowing time for slowly preparing our thinking and make our thinking to improve, and therefore I think that kind of learning usually happens better face to face or in a human interaction where we can be discussing or maybe arguing about something and trying to understand other person's point of view, so somebody is able to help us to understand some more difficult topics and so forth. So yes, online learning can be effective, but at the same time we should be also allowing ourselves to learn slowly and taking time to really create good understanding of things.
Well said, sir. Can you explain us on what you aim for through Mentors of Finland?
The Mentors of Finland is my NGO. It is kind of a hobby project which grew up to be quite big one. In 2012, we faced unemployment in Finland. A lot of students graduating from their education were not able to find a place to work. So therefore, together with the founding members of Mentors of Finland, we decided to start this kind of an NGO to help students to find a place to work. And now we have hundreds of students getting that help every year. And I think, of course, it's not, so that we would be able to help every student in Finland, but at least we have been we have helped almost 3,000 students away from unemployment throughout these years, and that's something we keep doing.
Well said, sir. Is there a story behind this thoughtful idea?
Well, I think the story behind of the Mentors of Finland is that unemployment we faced in the beginning of 2010 after financial crisis, and we were thinking that when young people have been putting so much effort to graduate from the university or graduate from the education they have been applied for, that it's a big loss if they are not finding a place to work quickly after graduation. So we wanted to support them in that.
That's great, sir. Can you let us also know what is your involvement with 100?
Yes, my involvement with 100 is that I'm co-founder. We founded 100 in 2015 together with Mr. Saku Tuominen, who is the founder of the organization. And since then, we have been identifying impactful and scalable education innovations around the world.
Well said, sir. Everybody is having a tough time due to COVID. Is there something you learned during this COVID lockdown?
I think the lockdown has taught me to look close. When the world was more open, we were going to different places all the time and traveling quite a lot. And then when everything stopped and we have been spending more time at home or in the close environment where we live, I think I have been able to find a lot of beautiful places and new places from the local environment here where we live. And I think that is a good reminder that when you are mindful and you are able to look closely to the things which are also close to you, then you are able to find new experiences and new ways to do things.
Well, I also developed interest in crafts and a terrace garden.
That sounds great.
Thank you, sir. Let us turn back time. Can you share some of your favorite moments from childhood?
I think many of those favorite moments goes to my grandmother's place, and I had a favorite thing to do when I was a young boy, and my grandfather and my grandmother, they were both taxi drivers in a very small village in Finland, and so they always had these taxi cars at home when they were not driving them. So then my favorite thing was to clean those cars. I don't know why, but I always wanted to help them out, and there's a lot of photos of me sitting in those taxi cars, so trying to help my grandfather and mother. And I think I most likely have it a little bit more in their way than actually helping them, but at least I was allowed to be part of the part of the process at that time. So I remember that well.
That was a sweet memory. To all those aspiring youngsters as me, would you like to give a word?
I think one of the most important thing in life is to trust in yourself, no matter what kind of things makes you passionate about, but to really believe that you are able to go towards those goals or dreams you are having, and then remembering at the way that it's okay to change the dream to be something else as well, especially when we are part of the when we are studying and we are kind of like, trying to get forward in our life, and we have some big dreams and aspirations what we would like to be when we are grown up. And then when you are grown up, you really start to understand that you actually are never grown up. There is always something that you would like to learn more, and there is always some uncertainties in life, which, for example, the lockdown has shown us. All of us, no matter if you are a student or adult or your grandparent, you have been put in the same situation, and you really don't know that much what will happen next week or next month or next year. So therefore, the only thing what we can do at the moment is that we trust in our future, and we take one day at a time towards those dreams. And then if we feel some way midway that maybe my dream is changing, it's also great, and we can kind of like readjust where we want to head in our life. And I think that kind of flexibility of mind is important.
That was a nice message, sir. Finally, what are your upcoming projects you have planned in 2021?
Well, there are plenty of those. I think from work-wise, what we are really looking for in 2021 is that we would like to identify more education innovations helping students in social emotional learning, especially during the lockdown time. It has been tough to all of us, and it's very important that we would learn how we can be socially and emotionally engaged with others, but also understanding how we are feeling by ourselves and how we are able to create that kind of like resilience to go through challenging times. And then personally, in Finland, we are still in the middle of winter, so it means that we have snow. It's quite cold outside. We can make snowmen and have a snow fight if we want at the time of the year. So I'm really waiting for the summer to arrive and being able to enjoy the sunshine again. But I think you have plenty of warm weather over there, even this time of the year.
Yes, sir. You're looking forward to all your projects. Thank you so much, sir. I had a wonderful time talking to you.
Thank you. This was a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for your presence and insightful answers, sir. Would you like to share your thoughts about our interview?
And thank you for the conversation. So all the best for you and your students, and it was great to be part of the experience.
Kalvi Group of Schools.